The dodo is perhaps a quintessential example of the way humans have caused the extinction of various species throughout our history. After all, these birds were said to have possessed three characteristics which made them irresistible to the Dutch settlers who discovered them: plump, tasty, and dumb, which may or may not be true, but we'll get to that in a moment. Now, if the demise of this chubby little bird makes you shed a tear or two, I've got great news for you. This little guy may not be gone for good after all. He may in fact be making a reappearance thanks to the work being done at Colossal Biosciences, an American de-extinction company. Yes, you heard that right. They are pursuing the de-extinction of certain species. I guess we've learned nothing from 6 rounds of Jurassic Park. And listen, I hear you. The dodo bird is hardly on the same level as dangerous as the T-Rex, but Colossal Biosciences is also working to bring back the woolly mammoth, the white rhinoceros, the Tasmanian tiger, and more. Is anyone else hearing Jeff Goldblum at this point?
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Anyway, I digress. Let's get back to the humble dodo. First, a little backstory from the point of view of the dodo. It was the late 1500s. Dodos were minding their own business on the tiny island of Mauritius, east of Madagascar, when the Dutch arrived. The birds reportedly showed no fear of the featherless weirdos. In fact, they walked right up to check them out. This proved to be a mistake. In an insultingly simplistic description of the dodo's demise, the settlers thought the 40-pound chickens looked delicious and eradicated the gullible dodo in the name of satisfying colonial hunger, or something suitably metaphorical.
And even though they apparently weren't especially tasty, a single chonky dodo could feed so many sailors that they were hunted in large numbers.
That's right. They actually didn't taste good. A common palate description is greasy, so think duck, but it was also dry. Dry duck doesn't exactly scream high-class restaurant, but when you've been stuck on a boat for months, beggars can't be choosers. Anyway, the idea of bringing them back began to have short, scaly, chicken-like legs in 2002, when according to Science, Colossal Biosciences lead paleontologist Beth Shapiro and her team used dodo mitochondria to unlock the dodo's family tree. They discovered that the most dodo-like modern species are columbiforms, pigeons, and doves. More specifically, the Nicobar pigeon from the Nicobar Islands west of Thailand are the dodo's closest genetic relatives. But this isn't 23andMe, so it took scientists until 2022 to map out the dodo's entire genome. And the next step is the big one: creating a dodo. Easier said than done, according to Shapiro, who explained, "We can't clone birds." And you don't have to be a scientist to realize there's another problem. How the heck is a 2-pound pigeon expected to lay a dodo-sized egg? Unsurprisingly, Shapiro has a plan, saying, "The final version of dodo will emerge from a pigeon that has been engineered to be the size of a dodo, so the size of eggs will be consistent." But say that all works, and the first of many dodos is hatched. What then? Shapiro laid out the problem, explaining, "If we're going to bring back something that's functionally equivalent to a dodo, then we will have to find, identify, or create habitats in which they're able to survive."
I'm back, baby! I'm back!
Why would anyone think that the dodo would fare better in the 21st century than it did in the 17th century? The bird only ever existed on Mauritius, but that Mauritius might as well have been a different planet. Once humans showed up, they altered the environment by introducing species like rats, pigs, and monkeys. Dodos laid just one large egg at a time, and because they formerly had no predators, they laid it on the ground. Rats, pigs, and monkeys love eggs. That's the key right there. It wasn't so much that the portly bird was dumb, but that their eggs were delicious. So that's the real reason the dodo went extinct. There were some other things that clearly didn't help. Settlers deforested the island to make room for plantations, which whittled away at the dodo's habitat. The 400 years of colonization isn't going to make a new dodo's survival any easier. The species would have to be massively protected. Then there's the social side. Postdoctoral researcher in paleogenomics at the University of Copenhagen, Michael Sinding, told Scientific American, "There's nobody around to teach the dodo how to be a dodo." All joking aside, authentic dodo behavior is beyond the reach of scientists, unless they invented a time machine we don't know about.
When it went extinct, nobody actually noticed. No one was really worried about preserving any information about it until it was too late.
Project Dodo Do-Over is going to take some time, so don't plan your trip to the Dodo theme park quite yet. First, they have to grow a giant pigeon, and while they're doing that, the scientists need to figure out what a dodo's world should look like. After all, we don't want to bring it back only to have the dodo go extinct all over again.